There we are. Can you hear me
Yeah,
okay?
oh, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and let this rascal warm up. You can see we have oil pressure, bottom right. It's not at 50 yet, but it's at idle, and the book says it can go down to 30 psi right now. I have the oil pressure relief valve set at 70 psi, so it'll be comfortably in the grain once we add a little power. But let's go ahead and knock out our pre-takeoff checklist. By the way, I'm curious, there is none.
Thanks.
You don't want to bring one in this, it's going to blow out. But did you get your private in that Aero?
Yes, I did.
Wow, you know what? That's quite an accomplishment. Congratulations. That's a complex airplane to get your private. That's not very many people do that.
It was very hard.
Yes. I get that. Maybe your family doesn't get it, but I'm like, wow, that's impressive. All right, so what we're going to do for our checklist is we're going to use the word cigar.
Cigar.
C-I-G-A-R as an acronym. So C is for controls, and so if you don't mind, you can just check in the controls, make sure they're all free and clear. There we go. Ailerons are working okay. Elevator.
Good.
Rudder. How's everything feel? Okay?
Yep. Well, wait a minute. I'm not used to this. You can actually move the rudder.
The Aero, you can't even move it?
Well, it's tied to the front wheel.
Oh,
so,
that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call that good. I is instruments, set your altimeter at 800 feet. So we have a common area. Down in Florida, I have people set it at 0, but we'll start at 800. Airspeed 0, balls in the middle. Now here's the flight characteristics of this thing. You're going to have to use a little right rudder on a right-hand turn because of the torque of the engine. You got a lot of torque. You don't have to use any left rudder to go left. 0. Okay.
0. All right.
Vertical speed indicator. Who cares? Look outside the plane. Your tack. Once we add some power, that needle becomes more stable.
Okay.
But right now we're at about 350 RPM, bouncing around. Oil pressure is at 50, a little bit more. Oil temperature, if we need it to come up a couple more degrees to at least 30, that won't take long. We're good there. G in the word cigar. Gasoline, right above your head.
Right here? Or no?
There it is.
Yeah.
So if you move the airplane around, it's a gravity feed fuel system. There you go.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't move, then it's stuck.
Okay.
So I used to actually have one that would get stuck down by a quarter. It was really dangerous. So we have 2 hours and 30 minutes of fuel on board. Each quarter tank is just about an hour of flight time. So we have plenty of fuel for today's flight, plus reserves for going somewhere else. Mixture's rich on the throttle on the left.
Yep.
It's going to be weird for you. Throttle's on the left here instead of the right. And then the fuel valve is on. It's either on or it's off.
Okay.
Remember, it's for a kid. They don't want left tank, right tank, rear, one tank, on or off, and it's on.
Okay.
You asked me about elevator trim or trim tab. It's right underneath the throttle on the left-hand side. Right there. A little bit of note. Go ahead and move that. Feel how light that is. Now remember, we have 2 tabs on the elevator, not one like your plane. We have 2. So if you move that thing a little bit, it's going to give you what you want immediately.
Okay.
And something we don't need today, it's 80. Carburetor ice is impossible to get today, but the carb heat lever is right here.
Oh, okay.
So it's forward for cold. Yeah, but I could reach it, and you could reach it if you tried to.
Yeah.
And then the last letter we have is R, run up, and we'll check the engine out by the runway. So let's go ahead and listen to the ATIS.
All right.
UR voice 122.1's out of service. Crane half mile south, 75 feet AGL.
Looks like you got a calm, the wind's calmed down to nothing.
Wow. South, 123 feet AGL. Advise on the initial contact, you have information. Hotel.
Hotel, okay. Let's hear the first part.
Zoo Tower information, Hotel 1753 Zulu, wind 3107, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 2.9 out.
310?
Yeah, we got 3. We're going to use 3.5, but you can look at I look at the flag here by your family, and then you can look down here. There's the windsock down there. It's calm.
Yeah,
so,
it sure is.
So here's the safety thing we have.
Okay.
I think Jill mentioned it to you. This has toe brakes. Other than the engine check, we never want to use the brakes.
Okay.
Because if we inadvertently get on the brakes with this thing,
loop it?
that'll actually go up on its back.
Oh.
On the runway. So as long as your heels are on the floorboards, you're going to be great.
Okay.
I'm going to get the airplane out of here.
Okay.
So just stay with me here. There's a couple of obstacles that we could actually hit in here, so. Doesn't that sound cool?
Yeah, it does. He's coming to take a picture. This is so weird, I can actually.
I'll run it up a little bit. I'll give him a little air show smoke here. Let me see. You don't want to do it without power because you'll see fires. Here's the smoke. All right. Let me call him the tower.
All right.
Zoo ground, Stearman 1 at the AIR ZOO with hotel ready to taxi 35 full length.
Stearman 1 comes to ground, runway 35, taxi Bravo.
35 on Bravo, Stearman 1. Okay, Cameron, just stay with me on the pedals. Let me just kind of show you how this works, and I'm going to have you do it. Now, again, I kind of joked around a little bit about the lights. It's obviously we don't want to get close to those things. So, so we're going to go down here to the end, and the idea is, you don't want to do really sharp turns with this because, let's be honest, nothing's ahead of us, right?
Right.
But you go a little tiny bit to the right, you neutralize your pedals, hang your head out the left side. That wheel crosses that line, you start bringing her back to the left. Not too much rudder, and then neutralize and hang your head out the right-hand side. You got it. Because you can't be expected to do the takeoff if you're having difficulty with the taxi.
This is still be kind of takeoff. I couldn't do this.
You can do it. You got to go fast and then pull back. It's not a big deal.
Okay, go fast, pull back. Yeah.
There you go. Now hold it right here. Let the airplane get on the left side of this line. So let's go like right here. There you go. Now there's your line off your right. There's nothing there. Now gently start coming back to the right. And then neutralize. There you go. And then let it cross the line and then back and forth. Because, to be honest with you, the visibility is really not that big a deal out of this thing. I mean, you can actually see pretty good. You can ask my wife, Jill. She got to go for a ride in a Corsair.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, my God, nothing out of the front of that. You know, that nose is 16 feet long, I think, from the rear cockpit.
Wow. Wow.
You know,
That's a long.
It's a lot. And here we got like maybe 4.
Yeah.
Doing great.
Take a while to do the gauges, get those all set, and do this at the same time.
Yeah.
And then call the radio calls.
The idea today is, and you'll get it real quick, but we don't care about the instruments really at all. I mean, oil pressure, that's all. Totally different than how you've been taught, because you've been taught, especially in the pattern, to be at a certain altitude, at a certain speed and such with the flaps. And we don't care about that, you know? No, we care about what the horizon looks like.
So
listening to the airplane.
What's our rotation?
I'm not going to even have you look at the air. It'll do something, and then when it does it, you'll know it's ready to fly.
No kidding.
Hey, I'll tell you about it here in a second.
Okay.
If you look at your airspeed indicator, you'll swerve. Believe me.
Yeah.
You want to keep it going straight because it doesn't. It's tough. Keep it going straight at times. All right. Bring the power back to idle. Don't get on the brakes. You're doing great. And then we'll make this left-hand turn here.
So everything is real slow in these planes. You don't do nothing.
No, nothing too fast. We're not in a hurry. We got all day to do this. I have a couple other flights, but they can wait. Okay, we don't have to really face the airplane into the wind because there is none. So at this point, go ahead and the airplane stopped. So go ahead and
apply the brakes.
Apply the brakes. Bring the stick all the way back to your lap. Engine's warm. Engine oil temperature is warm. It's above 30. Bring the power up to 1,300 RPM.
1,300.
So you were looking for the needle. Just point to the number 3. There you go. There's 1,000 RPM.
And 300 is. Okay.
Yeah. There's 1,100 RPM. There's 1,200. There's 13, perfect. All right, just for the heck of it, I'll do the magneto check. You can see your back switches on the far left-hand side of the panel. I'm going to switch from both to left.
Okay.
That's fine.
75.
Nice and smooth. Yeah, back to both. Over to right. This should drop a little less. It's got staggered ignition. That's why it does that. Back to both. Carburetor heat comes on hot. We lose about 30 RPM. That's about right. Okay, airplane's fine. You can gently bring the power back. Cool. So here's the deal. If you look at me in the mirror, Cameron, I'll kind of explain what I want you to do. They're going to give us clearance to depart.
Okay.
Just drive the airplane out to the middle of the runway, all right? And we don't have to have it come to a stop because we have 7,000 feet ahead of us here, right? So you can kind of let it just roll. The idea on the takeoff is I want you to look straight ahead, focus, like basically you're going to look at that compass on top of the instrument panel that you can't even read. Put your eyes there, focus on infinity, and when you do so, peripherally, you're going to see the sides of the runway. You're going to see that where the black becomes green. It's a definite line out here. You're going to bring the power forward. There's no wind. The airplane should go straight down the runway. We're going to keep the stick in neutral, okay? So what's going to happen is as it accelerates, we're just going to keep it going straight. What's going to happen is that the tail's going to come off the ground on its own. The tail's going to fly.
Oh, no.
When that happens, the airplane's basically saying to you, hey, I'm ready. Let's go do this. And so what I want you to do is do a soft field takeoff approach. We're going to get the airplane off the ground where she's safe, because if you let the airplane speed up to like 70 miles an hour, it gets really squirrely. We're going to get it off the ground where she's safe, lower the nose, get your airspeed of 75. Once we get 75, then we start climbing out, and then we bring the power back to 1800.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to talk you through it. It happens super, super slow. What I don't want you to do is go out there and be intimidated by the airplane on the takeoff and start just playing on the pedals like this, because then the airplane's it doesn't know what you want it to do. You want it to go straight, let it go straight. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let me give the guys a call. Kalamazoo Tower, Stearman 1, we're ready to go at 3-5.
Now, where's neutral at?
Hold on one second.
Stearman 1, Kalamazoo Tower, right turn out approved, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
Clear to go, right turn out, Stearman 1. The best thing to do, you can add some power and take it on out there, is if you don't know where neutral is, there's no wind, so when you bring the power forward, just let go of the stick. It'll neutralize itself, and then just grab it. As long as your heels are on the floorboards, you're going to be good.
All right.
If your heels are not on the floorboards, old Waldo back here, you're going to have a problem with you. Man, there's no one flying today. How nice it is. It's supposed to rain today, too.
Can we slow it down for the turn?
No.
That's good?
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Now just let it kind of roll. Get it in the middle of the runway here. And look a little bit more to your left. There you go. That's about perfect. I'm going to agree with you there. So start bringing the power forward.
Okay.
Look straight ahead. You focus on infinity. And that's where neutral is. So go ahead, grab the stick, bring the power all the way forward. Go ahead, commit to the takeoff, all the way forward. Hold it right there. All right, so here comes the tail. Keep it going straight. There you go. She's ready to go, Cameron. Bring the nose up. Good, now lower the nose. Get your airspeed, lower the nose. Lower the nose some more. Big old heavy thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, there's 75. And bring the nose up and bring the power back to 1800. Nice job. Not a big deal, right?
No.
See, you can fly without looking at instruments.
1800?
1800. There you go, right there's good. Yeehaw. What a day. I'll give a air show smoke. All right, let's make a right-hand turn. You'll notice on a right-hand turn, you got to use a little right rudder. Didn't take much. I'm going to say maybe ½ inch of rudder pedal travel. And we'll go, see this road right here? Just follow this road.
All right, what altitude are we going to fly at?
We're going to go up to 1,000 feet AGL or 1,800 feet MSL.
1,800, okay.
Yeah. Now this road that you're following is Kilgore Road. It's east-west. So we're going to be doing a lot of ground reference maneuvers today, north, south, east, west stuff, and all the roads out here are laid out north, south, east, west. It's perfect. Let's go ahead and make another right-hand turn. We'll go to the south here.
Now, are you on that stick with me?
negative.
Okay.
I didn't touch it at all in the takeoff. I mean,
I didn't know if I was...
No.
Okay.
You got it the whole time. I'm off.
All right.
Good. So you can see, it is a trainer. It does not climb like your Arrow.
No, I don't.
Let's go back to your left. You can see your section line right here. Not this one, this is a train track.
Right.
But this one here is east-west. There you go, good.
4190, count move in tower, yep.
Yes, sir, 4190. Let's try another one on your right.
4190, boy, time down 42, time down 40. Turn right heading 020, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
So you can see the visibility really is not that bad.
No.
And just keep on climbing. We're going to go up another 500 feet.
All right.
Wow, beautiful day to fly.
Man, this is amazing.
Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
It's a whole different kind of flying, you know. People kind of say, well, flying is it's a good way to get from point A to point B, and it is, but not a lot of people do boring holes in the sky, you know, the $100 hamburger.
Yeah.
Let's make another left-hand turn. We'll go down to the east, get away from the airport some. And you'll notice, yeah, on a left-hand turn, you can look at your vertical or your turn and bank indicator. It doesn't need any left rudder on a left-hand turn. All right, so this is not an FAA check ride. So we're going to start off at 1,800 feet. You don't have to maintain that. If we go up or down, I'm good with that. But we'll start at 1,800 feet and we'll level off there.
What's our climb rate?
Right now,
I mean, I'm sorry, we're at 80 on our feet.
the V&E, is that what you asked me?
Well, I pull back.
Oh, I'm sorry. The cruise power setting is 1750.
1750.
So,
All right, but if I climb, how fast can I climb? 75 or?
Usually, 75 is its V, what is that, VY?
Yeah.
Best rate of climb. There we go, this is good here. And then you can just gently bring the power back. Now, on these turns, if you think you need some power, feel free to add some. There you go. Ooh, what a nice day. Man, you picked a nice one. Okay, Cameron, I'll tell you what, I'm going to omit the easy stuff, the shallow turns. Focus in on those 45-degree angle of bank wires. Let's do a 360 to your right, 45-degree angle of bank. Just put those wires parallel with the horizon and a little bit above the horizon. That's a level turn. There you go. Good. How easy would this be to get your pilot's license with that wire right in front of your face?
Yeah, it would.
Good. Add a little bit more right rudder. There you go. Good. So by looking at the roads down below, this would be a 180.
Yeah.
This would be a 270.
All right.
And that, sir, is a 360. Perfect. Right on the money. You haven't lost a foot. Let's try one to your left. You'll notice on this one, it's going to need no rudder. Sweet. That's a 180. Now you can see why I like to fly out here. It's all those open fields. Plus there's a grass runway right below you.
What's the glide ratio?
Oh, it's very bad.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you want to find it, we'll do one towards. I'll have you bring the power to idle at the end of our flight. You can see it. Perfect. We'll roll the wings back to level. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, real cool.
All right. Right adjacent to those wires up in the front, right ahead of you. The struts up in the front set of struts.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, those are 60 degrees to the horizon. So let's do a 360 to your left. It's always easier to go left on these. 60-degree angle of bank. Let's try one.
60-degree angle bank?
60 degrees. There's 45, a little steeper. A little bit more, a little bit more angle, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Bring the nose up a little bit. There you go. Feel that G-force?
Oh, yeah.
That's why we learned that stall speeds increase with the bank angle because you're G'ing the wing up. 270, 360, great job. Let's try one to your left. 60-degree angle of bank. There's 45, a little bit more. Now, to get your commercial pilot's license, this is one of the maneuvers you got to do. Plus or minus 50 feet. 50. That ain't much.
No, it isn't.
But you're doing great. Perfect. We'll roll it on out. Kind of fun, huh?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So at this point, you should start to feel a little bit more comfortable with the stick and how to turn this thing. So let's talk about the lazy eights. Really simple maneuver to do. And I'll come on the controls here, Cameron. We'll do a half the lazy eight to the left together. I'll just kind of explain the concepts to you. Then I'll have you do a series of them on your own. So here I am with you.
Okay, you're going to
just stay with me.
All right.
All right. So there's level flight. We're going at least 85. We're going to 90. 10-degree angle of bank turn right there. You don't want this. That's way too much. So the idea is 10 degrees, shallow angle of bank turn. We're going to bring the nose up. We're in a climbing turn right now. Freeze the stick right here.
Okay.
Now, can you hear the RPM decreasing as it goes uphill?
Yep.
We don't move the stick. The airplane's slowing down. Right now you're at 55. Gravity is pulling the nose through the horizon. Now listen to it. 55, 60, 65, 70, 80, 85, there's 90, there's 100, 105. We roll the wings back to the right, we bring the nose up, and you're going the other direction. So it's a 180-degree turn with a little bit of pitch. The idea is to learn how to fly the airplane by sound. Airplane is yours. Let's go ahead and level it off.
Level off?
Yep, let's have you try one to your left, by yourself.
Okay.
So 10 degrees to your left. Stick back to neutral. Good. Bring the nose up. Up some more. Hold this stick right there. Look over your left shoulder.
Okay.
Awesome. Now, don't move the stick. Let it speed up. Start rolling it right. Bring the nose on up. 115, 120. Very nice. You understand the concept of what we're trying to teach here is listening to it?
I'm getting it.
Yep. Let's try one to the right. The only difference here is I want you to use a little right rudder pedal pressure over the top.
Okay.
Good. 10 degrees, bring the nose up. Good. Now allow it to slow down right over the top. Right about now, start giving it some right rudder. There you go. Listen to it. Start rolling it back to your left and bring the nose on up. So those are called lazy eights. We're going to do a complete one. One to the left, followed by one to the right. No stopping this time. Let's try it. Bring that nose on, up some more, up some more, up some more. Hold it right there. There you go. It'll come through. Here it comes. Boom. Downhill she flies. Start rolling it to the right. And do the same thing to the right. Shallow turn, bring the nose up. Up, 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 up. Good. Hold that stick right there, Cameron, and add a little tiny bit of right rudder here. Good. Start rolling it back to your left. Bring that nose on up. And that's a basic lazy eight in the sky. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Now, the way I'm teaching you how to do these, I call them lousy eights, but the idea is when you do them like in your arrow, you cross over like this road here. You see the strip right here? Right. And the idea, you cross over that perpendicular, you bring it on up, and the idea is to come back through the opposite direction, 180 degrees at the same altitude and speed. But that's for a commercial. What I'm trying to teach you is how to listen to it.
Right, yep.
So what do you think so far? Does it fly like you thought it was going to fly? Or
no, not at all. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit better, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and add some power, 1,800 RPM, and let's climb back up to 1,800 feet. You're doing great. It's kind of a shame that there's not more airplanes flying. The fuel here at Kalamazoo, I don't know what you're paying at New Hudson, but the fuel here is $3.79 a gallon.
That's pretty cheap, though.
Yeah, it's the cheapest in this region. It's really good. Okay, perfect. Here we are out here, no man's land. There's nothing around us. Let's try a stall on this thing. So trust me, it's really, really docile. Bring the power back to about 1,300 RPM. 1,300. There you go. Now, don't look at the instruments at this point any further. Gently lower the nose. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Now, tell me when you can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires.
I can start hearing it right now.
All right, so you're going about 85. Bring it to level flight. Now listen to the airplane. Do you hear it slowing down?
Yep.
Good. Bring the nose up some more. There you go. Now remember, when this thing stalls, don't move the stick. Hold the stick right there. Don't move it at all. Here's your stall, right here. Look how docile this thing is.
Wow.
Now don't move it. Watch what it does. It speeds up going downhill. The nose will come right back to level flight. Bring the power back in slowly, and away you go. Pretty docile, huh? Normally you would never stall an airplane at 1,000 feet.
No, not at all.
But this airplane, it's so slow, it stalls at 50, and it doesn't have any inclination to spin or do anything nutty. Ooh, you can smell that dairy farm off your right wing today.
Do what over there?
You can smell that dairy farm. I can smell the manure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, we'll climb back up a little higher. We'll go over towards the lake.
All right.
You can add a little bit more power. There you go. So now you can see how a kid, an 18-year-old kid, could actually solo this airplane quickly, because you can learn how to fly it in a day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but as far as the takeoff and landings, that's going to take a couple more days.
Oh, yeah.
So they had to solo it in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. If they could not do that, they gave them 2 more hours of remedial instruction. If you still couldn't solo it, they kicked you out. Now, look what's happening here. We look at your airspeed indicator. We're going about
70.
60, yeah, 70 there. Yeah. And then the airplane wasn't climbing very well. So if you get a little bit more airflow over the wings, it'll speed up. It'll climb better. There you go. And I'll tell you what, since we're up here back at 1,000, let's do a power on stall. Just bring the nose on up. There you go. Hold it right there. Nice job with the rudder. Here's your power on stall. Now again, to recover, just don't move the stick. Watch what it does. And then right back to level flight.
Oh, man.
Pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
And then let's try one more stall, power off stall. Just gently bring the power to idle. It's a great gift that your kids got you.
Yeah.
All the way back on the power. All the way back. There you go. Good. Now start bringing that nose on up. Now you can really hear that whistle. This is what it's going to sound like today when we land. Same deal. Smell that exhaust?
Yep.
And then there's your power off stall. I can feel the heat coming in here too. Good. Awesome. And that concludes your intro flight in the Stearman. As far as what I'm concerned, you got time to play with it. It's really a fun airplane to fly. We got about 8 minutes left to go here, Cameron, before we need to head back. Believe it or not, you've been flying now for 16, 17 minutes. There is a tower right there. Do you see it flashing? Let's make a right-hand turn. We'll go back over the lake. There we go. So the deal was 8 to 12 hours to solo it, 60 hours in your primary training syllabus before you would transition into the BT-13 basic trainer. 100 hours there, the AT-6 Texan, 100 hours there, and then the fighter. So, 300 hours just about, more or less. And then they're going to give you keys to an airplane that can go 450 miles an hour at 27,000 feet, and it has 8 guns on it too.
Holy shit.
I know, exactly. which I think would be cool, except for there's people going to be shooting at you too. So at that point, no thanks.
No.
Hey, what do you want to do? You want to try some more lazy A's? You want to do some more turns? What's your pleasure?
I just like flying and looking.
You got it. Let's make a left-hand turn. Let's go over that way so we don't get too far away from the airport. There we go. At this point, the airport's about 8 miles from us. At about 11 o'clock, you can maybe see it up there. And then this is a good altitude. We're 1,000 feet AGL. You can bring the power back about 1750. Very nice. I think sometimes people forget that flying is supposed to be fun. You know, the pilot load on you when you fly your Aero, it's high. That's complex. There's a lot of stuff going on. When you fly something like this, you actually have a chance to look outside the window because you're only going 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, you get to enjoy the scenery.
Yeah.
November mentioned India, current wind 2607, altimeter 3004. Landing point runway 17 and 23.
Perfect. I got some friends that live on this lake down below us.
Oh yeah.
It's called Indian Lake. Pretty cool. I'll tell you what, Cameron, let's try this. It's a little hazy today. Let's use our smoke system and have some fun. Let's do another 360, left or right, your choice. At whatever angle you want. When you start your turn, I'll give you some smoke. Let's see if you can make a level turn in the sky. There's your smoke. The idea is to try to do this by feel and by eyesight rather than looking at the instruments. You're doing good. Your VSI is right at 0. Very nice. Nice job. I believe your smoke is right there ahead of you.
Yeah, it is.
Perfect. You didn't lose a foot. Let's try one to your left. Smoke on now. Very nice. And then there's your smoke off your left wing. So that is at the same altitude as well. Awesome job. Haha. So how long have you been flying?
You mean total years?
No, yeah, how many years? When did you start your lessons, your flight training?
About 2 years now. It all started from a cruise ship. Sitting at the bar and said, well, me and my buddy, and said, one thing we would do is fly, and we all, both of us wanted to fly, so.
And you all went in together. There was 4 of you in on the partnership on your Aero?
There's 3 of us.
3 of you, okay.
Yep. And that's what started the whole thing. And
I think that's great. You know, we all need something to do as a hobby.
Yep.
And the nice thing about flying, at least my wife, she's a pilot as well, but she always knows where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm always playing with my planes.
Well, what do we got left of time?
Let me look. We got a couple more minutes. I'll tell you what, this is kind of a fun thing to do. Let's make a descending turn to your right. Let's go down to 1,500 feet. You can bring the power back if you'd like. There you go. You'll get a kick out of this.
What are we doing here?
We're going to go down, see that big empty field ahead of you?
Yeah.
On the right side of the road. Head for that.
Straight ahead or
Yeah,
right?
straight ahead. You can really hear that whistle of the wind in the wires, going 120 miles an hour. So listening to the airplane becomes critical, man. I just felt it get warmer down here too. There you go. Listening to the airplane becomes critical when you learn how to land it, because like I mentioned to you before, you really want to be looking outside the airplane when you land it, not looking at gauges. Perfect. This is something you don't get to do too often in your aero.
No, you don't.
I love it. I think I was a crop duster pilot in a different life.
Yeah. I think they fly a little lower
A little lower than this, exactly. And then let's make a left-hand, or we can make a right-hand turn.
122 Kilo Sierra is with you straight M17. 122 Kilo Sierra, Kalamazoo Tower, runway 17, clear to land. Wind 270.
You see this railroad track ahead of you?
Yep.
You see, this is often the highly used railroad tracks. Oftentimes, when I didn't even see this guy down here, we would have gone down there and gave him some air show smoke, but go down there and say hi to the railroad guys. Those guys get bored.
No shit.
Kind of fun. All right, so what I want you to do is climb back up to about 600 feet, 1,600 feet. Oh, that was pretty strong smelling.
Yeah, no
there.
kidding.
Wow. And then right ahead of you, Cameron, over here off your right, there's a lake over here. About 2 o'clock and about 4 miles away. That's going to be your reporting point for the tower. We're going to go there. I'm going to ask him when we call him, but I just heard him say the wind was 270 at 8.
Okay.
So if that's the case, we're going to use runway 27. And I can look at the wind drift on the lake down here, and it is out of the west, so we'll use that. Well, hopefully this is kind of what you wanted to do today. Have some fun in an open cockpit plane.
Yep.
And it is like cutting butter with a hot knife here. All right.
Are we looking at 27?
If you just level off here, just head to that lake. The north-south is what we took off from 3.5, and 2.7 is crosses 3.5 right in the middle. That's a good angle right there. And then you can bring the power back to 1750. There we go. Perfect. Just hold her at this altitude. Or basically, another really good landmark is this train track off your right wing.
All right.
Yeah, fly parallel to that. It's going to take you right to where you want to go. Kalamazoo Tower, Stearman WWII. Looks like we're 4 miles southeast inbound, 27.
Stearman 1, Kalamazoo Tower, roger, we're report 2 miles.
Give you call 2 miles. Is the wind still 260 at 7?
Stearman 1, wind's about 270 at 3, varying on comm right now, still favoring 27.
Yeah, we'll take 27. I'll call you 2 miles out, Stearman 1. Okay, so cool. So I'm going to give him a call 2 miles out. There's some guy landing from the south, 17.
All right.
Or to the south on 17. So this is about what it's like to fly this thing from Florida. You know,
Wow.
you fill the tank up, and you sit in it for 2 hours, and to be honest with you, at about this altitude, maybe a little bit higher at about 1,000 feet.
What a flight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to see the country at 1,000 feet AGL. And you go up to, from Florida to near Atlanta, and then you cross over some high plains from the Appalachians over to the Tennessee Valley, and then it's all flat land in there, and you go up to Michigan. Here's the crazy thing on this runway we're going to be using. 27 is it's kind of narrow. It's 60 feet wide.
Yeah.
And so we're going to land a little bit long because your peripheral vision, you're going to be using it to land this thing, and when it goes across the main runway, there's no lines or anything out there.
Right.
So when you go through it, you don't know what the airplane's doing, and then all of a sudden, if a light appears, you can take the light out. So we're going to land a little bit long. Let me call the guys.
Okay.
Kalamazoo Tower, Stearman 1. We are left base 2 miles out for 27.
Stearman 1, if you could extend your downwind, get a traffic is set on a 2-mile final to runway 17.
Okay, how about we do a 360 here?
Stearman 1, 360 approved to runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land off the 360, Stearman 1. All right, Cameron, you got it. Left or right? Just do it like a 30-degree angle of bank. Don't do it too quick, because this guy's 2 miles out. Let's see if I can see him. Yeah, you can kind of see what this smoke is doing right here. It's going to the east. We're going to be doing an air show in August near you at the Pontiac open house there.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, I did it last year in the brown airplane. Those guys are the best controllers I have ever worked with. They are so good getting airplanes in and out of there. I don't see that guy. So just line up on this road to the south. We'll square up our pattern. Or to the north. There we go. And then you can bring the power back to about 1600 RPM. And Tower, Stearman 1, I still don't have the traffic in sight.
Okay, Stearman 1, traffic no factor, over the numbers now, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land 27, Stearman 1. All right, there's your runway, right there. So here's the thing on a Stearman on the approach.
Yeah.
A high approach is a good thing because you asked me earlier on in our fly, what's the glide ratio? If you chop the power right now, if you were to, we would barely make the runway. We may not even make it. It comes down pretty quick. So the idea is step a little bit high on the final so you can chop the power. It comes down so fast. And when you have a little steeper approach, you can see the runway. There you go. Bring the power back a little bit more now. There we go. Now, do you hear the whistle?
Yep.
We don't need to look at an airspeed indicator to know that we're going fast. Good. Perfect.
Tower 2 Kilo Sierra, we'd like to be VFR back to Sparta.
Sparta.
You got her?
2 Kilo Sierra, Roger, you looking for flight?
Yeah, I'll take it from here.
Okay.
Now listen to this. So
It's all yours.
I'm going to bring the power back. We're going to. All right, so we're going to glide through here the intercom. Now watch. Now bring the power to idle. Now listen to it. Just like that power off stall that you did. Just make sure your heels are on the floorboards. We're right above the ground. We're listening to it, and we're on the ground now. So now it's really kind of important to keep it going straight because those lights are right next to you.
Right. Oh, I gotta do that again.
So you can kind of see why the landing's a little bit tough.
Oh, I love that landing.
And so now
2 Kilo Sierra, turn left.
we're slowing down to the point where the rudder is becoming ineffective. And if there's any wind, usually it starts wandering around right now, but we're going so slow.
Left direct Sparta, VFR below 3.
I'll tell you what, you got it. Airplane's yours. Might as well do it, not me. And just go straight ahead, and the guy's going to call us. I'll call him.
All right.
Kalamazoo Ground, Stearman 1 is with you off 27. And then make a left.
Stearman 1, Kalamazoo Ground, taxi to AIR ZOO via Foxtrot Bravo.
Foxtrot, Bravo to the zoo, Stearman 1. Yep, we'll make a left-hand turn here, go down to the main one, make a right, and then we're home. Cameron, you did good.
Thank you.
And here it's so narrow, just go straight. There's nothing ahead of you. Because if you start zigzagging, you know, we're, what, 15 feet on either wingtip from those lights.
Yeah.
I had a fun time with you and your family. When we get you out, I have a certificate for you. And it has a picture of the airplane and some words written on it. It was written by my buddy down in Florida. He's 95 and a half years old, World War II instructor.
I can't see where I'm going here.
Just go straight.
Straight? Okay. Damn, Damn, it's narrow.
It is narrow. In your arrow, you wouldn't think that. In
No.
this, you can be like, man.
Come on, back over there.
When you get on to Bravo, the main run taxiway here, it's, I think it's 100 feet wide.
Yeah.
We've had Air Force 2 in here a couple of years ago, 757.
Oh, shit.
He came in and was on this taxiway, so if a 757 can fit, we can fit. There we go. So here's Bravo.
All right.
We'll go down here, and then we'll make a right-hand turn.
All right, right hand.
Looking good. So you can imagine when I put people in here for the first time that are not pilots.
Yeah.
I never let them taxi it right off the bat.
Oh, this would be terrible.
Yeah, it intimidates them to the point where they're like, if I can't taxi this thing, they think that's the easy part. It's actually the hardest part. Like, if I can't taxi this thing on the ground going 5 miles an hour, how am I going to fly it going 85 miles an hour? And I'm like, so we don't allow that.
Right.
Because it is intimidating, and when they come back for the second flight, then I'm like, all right, well, you're going to learn how to work the engine, how to taxi it, and how to do a takeoff. And that right there, it gets their attention.
Yep. Get them in the air where you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
And they'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, did your father actually fly the plane?
Yeah.
Because you said he parked it or something?
No, he bought it in it was a crop duster. He bought it in 1972 out in California. That's where I'm from, and it took him 18 years to restore it. And because you know, when you're raising a family, money for airplane parts is almost non-existent.
Right.
We'll make this right-hand turn here.
Okay.
And then he got it flying in '92, and then he had another biplane, and I was the one that flew this. I ended up buying this thing from him, and you know, I used to plane this when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
So it's a special plane for me. This is my favorite. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it from here.
All right, go ahead. Your plane.
We'll put this thing right back over where we found it here. And now I've got to fly that brown one.
Nice.
That brown one is interesting. It's a little heavier on the controls, but if you think this is slow, that's really slow. So what we'll do here to shut her down, the shutdown procedure, Cameron, just bring that mixture control all the way back to lean and add a little bit of throttle.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hold her there. Don't bring it back because it'll start to run again. Great. Nice job. And then